Hello! Welcome to the episode. I'm just admiring the princesses and the polytunnel. Some very nice chilies coming along here, and the peppers as well. Anyway, in this week's episode, we're going to be doing a bit of this.
Blight.
Allotments are actually probably the worst place to grow veg.
Some of this.
Oh no.
Well, how could I do that?
Well, it's alright, we can ripen that one off.
A smidgen of this.
Quite frankly, sad and sickening that we even have to do this.
A dollop of this. Brewed carrots. Gotta love them. And finally, a chunky old portion of this. Scared. Second time. So strap in for the ride. Let's get this show started.
Well, it is Sunday the 21st of July and some bad news at Tilly's plot.
Yeah. Well, it looks as if I've got blight. I've just taken all these leaves off.
You see that leaf there, look?
Yeah, that's just, there's a lot worse than that in there.
Yeah, like, look at that. See that?
Yeah,
that.
there's lots of...
And like that leaf.
Yeah, you can see them coming, like on this tiny leaf here, at the tip of the end. You can see it. It's almost like it's a slow spread. But what you mustn't do, I'm going to pick up all mine and take them off site. What you mustn't do is go around without washing your hands, touching other tomatoes elsewhere and crops that may actually get blight. You need to wash your hands thoroughly when you've dealt with it.
Look here as well. Yeah, this is definitely, yeah.
So, oh yeah, look, you can see they're almost coming as we're looking. There's a black spot there on that stem and there. This site actually is notorious for it. And you take a chance really if you grow them outdoors. So, yeah, I don't want Tom to get it on his lovely indoor tomatoes and things he's got up there.
Do not want this going into the princesses in the polytunnel.
No, I mean even don't walk over them and go on, where your polytunnel
I didn't think of that, and I've got my flippy floppies on today. But yeah, this happened to you last year, didn't it? And
I know.
You said like the site is prone to it, and we said. I was looking back at an old video when we put the micro cherries in the baskets, and we said it is a chance you take.
Yeah.
We're fully expecting, not to throw our toys out the pram and cry about it if we get blight on the outdoor ones.
The only problem is that actually when it happened last year, my tomatoes were much more advanced.
Yeah.
And I had loads of set tomatoes. Here, most of them aren't really set properly yet. So I'll just sort of take a chance, I think, and just leave it and see what happens over the next week.
Yeah, it's a shame though, isn't it? Because you spend all this time and all the effort looking after them and that, and then, literally the next minute, it's blight.
But it's a lesson to be learned, isn't it, really? I shouldn't have grown them outside, but my polytunnel isn't really big enough to grow them inside, so I don't bother. But I think I won't grow them next year. What I might do is take some home, because last year I had hanging baskets with the tiny hundreds and thousands at home, and we had hundreds and thousands, didn't we?
Yeah.
And they didn't have blight, and that's only 10 minutes away from here.
It's this site, it's a cursed site, and this is why I was talking recently about how, to be honest, whether you agree with this or not, allotments are actually probably the worst place to grow veg because of all the old ancient diseases and things that are all embedded into the soil and in the air, and people are bringing in so many different plants from different places. It's really a bad place to grow anything that isn't hardy.
Yeah, and it's known as well for potato blight.
Yeah.
As well, actually.
Yeah.
Some years they've had it really badly, and a lot of people don't grow potatoes anymore.
Well, I
But there you
reckon, I mean, more than like, I'd say like 90% sure that's probably blight, but leave them and then have a look tomorrow and film them and then see.
Yes, I will.
There's ants. There's an ant's nest and
Oh my goodness, you're just
they're
standing
crawling
there.
up my leg.
Another thing this site's known for.
Yeah.
Everyone has ants' nests wherever you stand.
It's Thursday the 7th of August, around 7 o'clock in the evening. I've come up to do a few jobs and I've got a very sad job to do actually today. Oh. So the Monge 2 and the Sugar Snap, I think it's, yeah, I think they, it's time for them to go. They're not producing any peas at the moment. They've just stopped, there's no flowers on them. You can see like the plants are starting to die off as well. So yeah, these have been so productive. They've been brilliant. Like, we've been eating peas for days, weeks, months. We've got peas coming out of our ears. But yeah, it's time for them to go. I mean, there's no point just leaving them there to rot away, is there, really? So what I'm gonna do is just pull up the plants, save any peas that are left on them, keep those obviously, and then just refresh the soil, ready for something else to go in. And I don't know what to put in here now. I might just leave it for next year, I don't know, but yeah, sad times. It's always sad when you've got to pull up a plant that's provided you so well with nice fresh produce. But you know, such is life, the way of the allotment and the gardener. Let's get this done then.
All that is left is bindweed. So I'm going to have to try and pull that up. And over here, so here's the remains of what's left. Yeah, you can see that it's just really, there is some green there, but there weren't any more flowers. So it's, yeah, a lot of it's dying off. But here is the final harvest of Sugar Snap and Monge 2. That's all that was left. But what a fantastic grower, both of those. They were brilliant. We had so many peas. They're amazing. I'm definitely going to do these again next year. Look at this absolute beast. So I was just sorting out the grafted peppers. I mean, things are getting really out of control here. Really out of control. So much growth. I was sorting them out, just propping them up, and this has come off. It was touching the ground. It should be a yellow pepper, but look at it. See, that green, that's going to be really tasty.
It's Friday the 9th of August and I got a fluffy head. Wow, okay. So we've just popped up the plot quickly in the afternoon. Some news on the thievery. We've found out a chap down here has now had his polytunnel raided. So it's not improving at the moment. In fact, it's still going on, potentially getting worse. Just going to show you. We've done a few little things. We've been obviously reading your comments, taking some things into account. As I mentioned, we've got some plans in place to deal with this thief. I can't go through them all because just in case they're watching, I don't want the thief knowing what we're up to. Just as a deterrent though, and a warning, we've done this.
So there's one here on the shed. And there's one over here on the end of the plot. It's just, quite frankly, sad and sickening that we even have to do this, quite honestly. But like I say, we will catch this person. What are you doing?
Well, I want to pick these big tomatoes before they get nicked.
I'll come round. Here we go, into the polytunnel.
So I'll be looking forward to these. So I just want them to take them now so we know we've got them.
Yeah, we're going to have them tomorrow, aren't we?
They're tapas.
Yeah, you can have this. But yeah, the beefsteak. There are a few that are ready.
This one okay?
Yeah, take that one. Before the thief does.
Sorry.
Oh no.
Well, how could I do that?
Well, it's all right. We can ripen that one off.
There was no way I could avoid that, is there?
Well, we've got plenty more growing in there.
Like this
So here's one.
beastie boy. Oh,
Look at that.
Truth, I can't see. That's two together.
Look at that beast. So this one, right, it looks weird. Yeah, this was the first tomato to form on this plant. It is not end rot. Basically, you can get this happen. So the first tomato, often on like beefsteak varieties, two fuse together and form this mutant looking thing. That is not end rot. It's just the first. The rest will kind of improve as they grow on.
I think these ones still need ripening, so it's just those two.
Well, at least we've got the two that we don't want to be stolen.
Yeah, it's still going to taste nice.
Yeah.
A bit of olive oil and some basil, mozzarella.
Sunday, 11th of August. Who's tired? I'm tired. Why am I tired? Almost teenager daughter. Sleepover in tents in garden. Bedtime, 2:30 a.m. Lots of girl talk and giggling until the early hours. Yes. Yeah, they were up quite late. But it's the summer holidays, so yeah, hence the late night. But anyway, I'm at the plot today because it is time to pull up all the carrots. As you've probably seen from some of the older videos, I believe they were attacked by carrot fly, which is odd because they're completely covered with like a mini polytunnel or cold frame, if you want to call it that. And it's taller than 18 inches off the ground, so I don't know how they got in, but I'm pretty sure most of them have been ravaged. I think what I'm going to do is just pull them up today because, to be honest, I want to use that bed for something else. Tilly is starting to grow carrots on her plot. And I don't particularly like carrots. They're okay, but Tilly's growing them anyway, so it's fine. So let's get them all pulled up today. Let's see what state they're in. Let's see what the situation is with these carrots. And then I can thoroughly weed the bed and then turn the soil over and get it ready for next year, where I think we're planning to put melons in there, which will be brilliant. Yes. Right, let's go and have a look. Let's see what's happening. Here is the back of the cold frame where our carrots are. There's three varieties, which was Nazareth, Autumn King, and Rainbow carrots. Here it is at the front. There's still quite a lot in there, but it's just it's like a jungle. There's so many weeds as well. So we're going to have cottage pie for dinner tonight. I'm going to get these pulled up, and any that are left, I am just going to blanch and freeze. I just want this cleared out. Just the thought of it just being covered in weeds yeah, I just want them out now. I want to dig this over. So let's see what they're like. Let's see what the situation is with them. I'll pull a few up. Yeah, it even looks like some of them have started to go to seed. They're about to. I guess the conditions are just, it might be a bit too hot for them in here. I don't know, but let's get some pulled up. Let's see. I'm really not fussed about the size. I'm not fussed about the state of them. They don't have to be perfect, like supermarket carrots. If they taste good, that's the main thing. So let's just see what we've got anyway. Some of them wouldn't have been in here that long as it is, so I'm not expecting like giants. Go. Now this one looks alright. It's got a couple of nibbles. So all of these carrot tops, there's a lot in here. So some of them we're going to use to make pesto. You can mix it in with pesto. It's really nice. And the rest of them are going to be a lovely treat for the chickens. Right, let's have a look at this one that's flowering. Or is it several? These could be some of the old ones, I'm assuming. So I just want to show you. Like that is a tiny carrot. You can see there's a lot more growth to happen, but it's starting to flower. It's getting ready. It's a lot of top and not much bottom, but still a bit of carrot. Right, let's pull out a few more. I think I'll just show you the stash when I'm done.
Right, we're part way through. You can just see why it's just nasty in here. It just feels really nasty. It's covered in weeds. And the ants as well. Like, this was all flat ground, and they have literally just built a civilization here in amongst the carrots. They're orange ants. So they're the ones that really hurt when they bite as well. Anyway, we got some more to pull up. Let's keep going. And this is it cleaned out. Like, look at all this debris, all the weeds in here. That is a hell of a lot of weeds. See, this bed was dug over and then I built the top part, and obviously, you know, the weeds are going to linger in the soil. It's not just pure compost, because we wanted to make use of the original compost heap that was here when we had this plot about a year ago. Actually, no, a year and a half ago now. So this is all the debris left to clean up, and it's going to really need a lot of work in here now. But down here, there we go. Here's the haul. So let's get these washed up, and then I'm also going to show you the devastation caused by pests on some of them. Well, here we go. They've all been cleaned up. Obviously, they'll have a more thorough wash at home, but I think you can probably see why I wanted to pull them all up, and why I'm not going to be planting carrots again next year, especially not in that bed. So we've got a few that are okay, but yeah, they've been attacked by what I think is carrot rust fly, or potentially wireworms. I actually found some. If you have a look at this clip, I'm sure this is wireworms. I've been reading up on it, and I'm pretty sure this is the damage that they've caused. The ones over here, check these, look. So these are the ones, so basically they have chewed right into the tops. I've gone to pull them out. In fact, there's one there. I've gone to pull them out of the ground, and it is just snapped off. There's nothing left in the bottom. It's like they've eaten it all. I'm pretty sure that is wireworm. I might be wrong. Correct me in the comments. But, you know, we don't expect perfect veg. It's an allotment. We're in our second year of growing, and this is all right, you know. It's not bad. Well, they're still edible. You can just peel them and use the bits that are good to eat. So there we have it. Some very wonky carrots which have been nibbled by creatures. I mean, am I disappointed in this little harvest? Quite frankly, no, not at all. I'm actually quite proud that we've grown something. You know, we've only had our original plot for a year and a half now. Second plot we've had for about 6 months. So I'm just happy to have grown something. And this is also a great learning curve. So you find pests and you identify what's going on with them, and you know how to deal with it next time. I mean, like I said before, I probably won't be growing carrots again because some of the family like them. I don't particularly like them. They're okay cooked in things, but not like I suppose like a priority crop for me. And I think that bed we're going to be growing melons in next year anyway, because I think it's better suited for it. But I'm happy. You know, grow your own food. It's brilliant. Even if it's wonky and weird and occasionally rude. Rude carrots. Gotta love them. Well, here I am at Tilly's plot, and if you're wondering about the carrot remains, well, they're going in here, aren't they?
They are. Right, look out, you're going to have to... They're all want to jump on you.
Right, ready? Oh, right, here we go. Oh, there. It's dinner.
One of them must be in there.
Well, it is that time to check on the main crop potatoes. So these have been in the ground since around the middle of April. And as you can see, pretty much all of the plants have died off. We were talking to a neighbour the other day, and he recommends just digging them up and checking. I mean, we've had awful trouble this year with our early potatoes, in particular with the slugs and the wood lice, as you've probably seen from our previous vlogs.
But I think it is time to dig up one of the first rows here. Maybe just one plant, just to see how they're doing. See if they've sustained any damage from slug attacks. I hope not, because I've had enough of slugs and wood lice attacking my spuds this year. So we planted 2 varieties of main crop potatoes, and these are Maris Piper. So Maris Piper, Valor, Maris Piper, Valor, Maris Piper, Valor, all the way to the top. I believe there are about 60 seed potatoes that we planted in all. Anyway, let's dig one up and see what's happening. Please do excuse the weeds. This is on the to-do list. But here we are. So here's one of the plants. Completely died off. I might go for 1 or 2. We'll just see. Try and be a bit careful. 1. No damage on that one. I'm actually not really expecting these to be that big, to be honest, because like I say, this was a plant that grew very quickly and then died off quite fast as well. There we go. This is my curse. These are really small potatoes. These are like new potato size, but considering how quickly the plants died off, or how quickly they grew. Okay, here we go. So we've got a cluster here. Oh, honestly, they're like new potato size. Really are. So you know what I think we're going to do is go for a plant higher up in the rows this time. Same variety, but as you can see, this one's not died off as much as the other one. So let's just do a comparison. It's interesting to see so many weeds. So yeah, let's have a look. Let's get you out. Try not to skew it any this time. Oh, I literally say that and stab one, but it's a tiny one. Scared. Second time. Slightly bigger though. 3 times in a row. That's more like it. Okay, we've got some more down here. I mean, because these potatoes, most main crop are indeterminate varieties, they're going to grow through the ground, so you're going to get them on various levels. Here's one. There is a slight sign of pest damage to it. What's this one like there? That's better. Yeah. Okay, I think it's safe to say there's no more here. These are the spuds from the first plant, Maris Piper. And like I say, these grew slowly and died off quicker. They're smaller spuds when you compare them to the same variety planted at the same time, further up the hill. I mean, look at that. I don't understand why. Perhaps if you guys know, leave a comment. The one slightly further down the hill grew slower and died off faster. Very bizarre, just to give you like my hand for scale. Filthy hand, sorry. But yeah, here we go. Big. And obviously I skewered a lot of these, so that's my curse. Generally I like to skewer things. But yeah, there we go. It's strange, isn't it? The same variety planted at the same time, same weather conditions, same watering pattern. Yeah. Few feet down the hill, and there's the difference. So I've just popped into the polytunnel to pick a few tomatoes. At the end of the day, there's a lovely beefsteak there, or ripe for the taking. We picked a beefsteak, as you've seen in the video already, and we ate that yesterday. Some mozzarella, olive oil, and some fresh basil from the plot, and oh, it was so tasty. People say that beefsteak are quite bland, but these are so nice. As is the black moon. here, there's going to be a couple of these ready to pick. I would highly recommend giving the Black Moon a grow if you get the opportunity. A very smoky flavour, very, very juicy. Not as sweet as, say, the Gardener's Delight, which we've got going there. But yeah, amazing. But oh, really nice tomato. I'll definitely be growing those. And perhaps the beefsteak next year. There's been a few ups and downs in this video. The potatoes are interesting. It's strange seeing the size difference. And the carrots, the pest situation. I mean, what can you do? Really, as I've mentioned, you know, we're quite new to the allotment scene. 18 months or so since we had our first plot, and the second half in February. As I say, I don't think I'll grow carrots next year. Anyway, I expect Tilly might do that. But yeah, it's not disappointing. You know, I wouldn't look at things and go, oh no, I can't believe my potatoes were like jacket size, or oh, those carrots have been eaten by pests, they've got nibbles in them, they're not perfectly straight and amazingly perfect like supermarket ones. You know, it's real life on the plot, as we always say. You know, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, it's not all beautiful sunny day on the plot and we just come up and happen to do a little bit of gardening in the summer when the sun's out. You know, we like to show you the highs and lows, and I hope you guys kind of see where we're coming from in regards to that with the channel. But we love it. You know, I love this. Wouldn't have it any other way. So I'm going to pick this last beefsteak tomato that's ready. Let's have a look at that one. So we'll snip it off here. There we go. Yeah. What a juicy morsel. I can feel that it's ready. I can literally feel the flesh on the outside. It's got a bit of give to it. Yeah. Oh, and that smell, I love the smell of tomatoes. I really do. Yeah, that's more than ready. We'll get some black moons as well. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Please drop it a like if you have, and if you haven't yet subscribed, please consider doing so to stay up with all our shenanigans and antics and things we get up to on the allotment, the highs and the lows, the good and the bad. Oh, these black moons, yeah, tomatoes, I'm so pleased with these this year. Anyway, I'm going to pick a few of these. You guys have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next one.